We're not dressed up like pilgrims today, but it is still the After Hours Thanksgiving special.
I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
I love it.
And we're live here at After Hours with the Whack Pack. I'm Dave Palumbo, joined by the pack on this Thanksgiving Day week. We're going to find out what everyone's got planned for the holiday, and I'm sure there'll be some interesting ones. And joining us right now is John Romano and Larry the Legend, and Armand Adibi.
And Armand.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Larry, you chewing on turkey over there? What are you doing?
No, just a protein bar.
John, you're probably the best at preparing Thanksgiving dinners. I think you actually made me one, if I remember accurately. It was very delicious. What do you have planned this year? Anything?
Yeah, small dinner at my house. We're just having my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, her husband, and Valerie. That's it. 5 of us.
And do you cook, or because the Spanish, they like to cook, Spanish people?
No,
but you cook.
Yes, that's it. I'm the only one that's allowed.
Do you make any Italian dishes to go along with all the Thanksgiving dishes, or?
So, well, it depends on how many people. I just hate wasteful cooking. If you're 5 people over, how much are you going to make? I mean, I'm already doing turkey stuffing, potatoes.
You have to pull the Italian. I don't know if we're going to have enough food. Right?
I've grown out of that. I just always have visions of my childhood with my grandmother standing at the table. She stood up the whole meal, right, and filling everybody's plate. There's like 19 people at the table, and she never sat down once. It's probably the same at Greg's too.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Greg. What about Thanksgiving? I once asked my grandmother if at the time I was dating this girl for a long time. I'm like, can so and so come over for Thanksgiving? Oh, I don't know if we're gonna have enough food. Your aunts and your uncles are gonna be here. They're bringing the kid. There was so much food that my father felt bad, so he brought his mother a few more things to make. Like he brought a few dishes. There was like 19 different dishes. You could have fed an army of 100 with what she cooked, and she wasn't sure that my little skinny girlfriend could eat like enough food. There would be enough food for her.
We always ate in waves. My grandmother would bring out this and then bring out that.
Right.
But like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
The biggest affront to an Italian, the worst thing, the biggest sin that an Italian can commit is not having enough food at the dinner.
Oh my God, I know.
If you do that, forget it. The gates to heaven shut. No one's going to talk to you. Done. You're finished. That's exactly how it works.
Well, what would happen if you brought someone who never experienced an Italian dinner, like holiday dinner? They would think the dinner was over. Like when they brought the pasta out, they think, "Oh, that's it." That was just like the appetizer. They still had the main courses that hadn't come
What
yet.
about the antipasto? All the freaking salami and the prosciutto and the cheese and everything, the bread sticks, all of that shit. And then you got the pasta, and then you get Italians have a term. I think it's just an East Coast thing. Tray. You got a tray of eggplant. You got a tray of lasagna.
Yes,
you got a tray because it's this big. It's not like a pan. It's a fucking tray. It's huge. You know.
And then it does something to your appetite because you can't stop eating. You're like, I'm fucking full. Everybody's guts out to here. Later on, everybody's farting and shit like that. They don't got out to there. They're
you unbutton the pants on the couch, right?
My grandmother had one bathroom, John. One bathroom, too. It was like a rotating, revolving door.
That's always an East Coast curse. You know, for some reason, all the old houses up north, they only have one bathroom. All of them. It's the most ridiculous thing.
I'd run out and shit behind the house. By the way, I just want to say, tomorrow's Jimmy the Bull's birthday, by the way. 25 tomorrow.
I told him to come on the show.
I just did, too.
That's crazy.
How old is Jimmy going to be? 65?
65.
Wow.
John and I, we're on our way.
Is anyone on this panel collecting Social Security yet, or no? You guys are waiting.
That's a good question because I just watched a video yesterday that said it's more advantageous to start collecting at 62.
Well, you might not make it to 70.
No, I was at 70. I was in 70.
I wouldn't go till 70. I wouldn't go at all. I don't need it. I'm going to save it for someone who does.
No, you got to collect. What you worked all those years.
You worked, you pay taxes. I pay.
Yeah, but what am I going to get? $230 a month? What do they give you? They give you almost fucking nothing.
Nah, I know, dude. It's terrible.
Yeah, they don't give you much at all. My dad, he gets I think like. He doesn't get much at all, my dad. It's just like whatever. A few thousand.
You can go to the Social Security website, and see how much you got coming to you.
It's hardly anything. It's almost nothing.
Well, because you were an independent contractor your whole life. You probably made no money.
No, I paid myself payroll. I always paid FICA. I pay every year of my life.
Well, you made a lot of money then. How come your Social Security wouldn't be a couple thousand? You should be like at 3,000, 3,500.
I have no idea what it is. I never checked.
You probably never even looked. I'm telling you, you'd be making 3,500 a month probably.
No.
Yes. I'm telling you.
I want to meet somebody that's on Social Security and ask them how much.
My father was making $4,000 a month, John.
Was he really?
A teacher. Yes, it's not a little bit of money. It's a lot of money.
I paid in my whole life.
Teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah. Right. Did he draw it early though, or did he wait till what is it? A certain age? What?
I think he did it at 65 or so. He waited he didn't do it 62. He did it after the next one. He didn't do it at 70. He did it before 70 though.
Yeah, my dad did it early. So when he sold the Tex-Mex restaurant we grew up in, had a family business, but he did it early, and I think he only gets like a couple thousand a month now. It's not much at all.
It depends how much you paid into the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends how much you put into the system.
He had them take the maximum amount out when he was teaching because he wanted to make sure he had something for himself when he retired.
Yeah.
Greg, you should definitely be collecting Social because you never have any money. Why don't you collect Social Security?
You never paid in.
I guess when it's time, I will. You know what I'm saying?
How old do you want to be? 90?
Well, they say to do it the later, the more money.
No, you got to watch. I watched a video yesterday that they break it down and they tell you where it's most advantageous. So.
Well, it depends on if you're in good health. If you're not in good health, you take it earlier. You might not get it otherwise.
Well, after eating Thanksgiving dinner at your grandmother's house, that fucking kills part of your health. Everybody later on's with the gut out here farting. They're like, keep burping, but they can't stop fucking eating, right?
No, but what you're missing is what do they do when they sit on the couch? Everyone sleeps. They fall asleep.
Yeah, I used to fall asleep.
They unbutton the pants and then go to sleep. Yeah.
Before the dessert comes out, everyone falls asleep for about 20, 30 minutes, and then they wake up when your grandmother comes out with this tray of fucking cannolis and cheesecake and coffee and then my father complains that he can't sleep the rest of the night because he drank too much coffee.
My grandmother fucking always made the pastries. She never bought them. She made them. She'd come out with all of that shit, and then I'm thinking, holy shit, what do you start like a month ahead of time?
No, she did. She started weeks ahead of time making cookies, and then the day before, the cannoli, the cake, the pie.
Right.
Not to mention all the 700 things that were on the menu, for the next day. The best one was when my aunt and my grandmother, her sister, they got together at my aunt's house. My aunt had a kitchen the size of maybe 2 phone booths put together. It was so small that she had the refrigerator. She had the refrigerator out on the porch on the back, entrance. She had the refrigerator out there. There was no room in the kitchen. Her dining room sat 36 people with all the leaves in the table. You open it up, and then you got the card table at the end and the little card table for the little kids, right? All the way into the living room. And the food that came out of that little room, you can't believe it was all covered in foil. And hundreds of dishes.
I feel like you're describing my grandmother's house. Oh, my God.
And the cigar smoke. I don't know about you guys, but my uncles.
No, they were never allowed to smoke in the house.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but the amount of food that came out of that little tiny room was staggering. You couldn't imagine, where did it come from? Where are they holding it? Where are they keeping it? It's like one after the other, tray after tray after tray. And it's like, by the time you get to the turkey, you've had 4 meals already,
Yeah. You know what else?
That turkey, they would stuff the turkey with the stuffing.
Mm.
Oh, was it delicious, that stuffing?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Stuffing was always really good.
Over the years, though, I've learned that's a bad thing to do, because what you got to do, you got to cook the turkey long enough for the internal temperature in the middle of the stuffing to get to like 160, or whatever it is, because you got to kill the bacteria. By the time you do that, the meat on the outside is turned to jerky. By then, it's
like 24 hours, John. That's the problem. I'm low. It's like
my grandmother, right? She came over from Italy. So when they all came over, I don't know about your grandparents, but they didn't eat butter and they didn't like mayonnaise because I guess it went bad on a boat. So my grandma would get a butterball turkey and she would soak it in a bucket for like fucking 2 or 3 days.
In a bucket of what?
It's called brining.
No.
Salt water.
Water with salt and sugar and spices. I do the same thing.
That fucking thing had butter in it. The butterball turkey. She would actually soak that fucking. And the turkey tasted amazing, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the hell her thing was, but that was crazy.
Anybody deep frying a turkey?
You can only do that outside.
I have friends that do that shit.
I've seen people explode. A lot of fires from that.
the fire department over here had to put out a video of them putting a frozen turkey into the boiling oil. Oh my God! You thought a volcano erupted? Was a volcanic eruption was actually less catastrophic than that. It was unbelievable what happens when you do that. And people do that in the house. No wonder they burned down.
Nuts.
Yeah. Nobody says Happy Thanksgiving anymore. It's like everybody's just like, have a good holiday. It's like whatever. There's just so many people, I guess, don't celebrate it.
An American holiday. It's not a religious holiday.
American.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people still don't celebrate it.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
What do you think? What is?
Fascists.
Why don't some people not celebrate Thanksgiving?
Because
they're misogynists.
It's like in my area where I live in Dallas. It's crazy. They're like, my son, he was going to like a Montessori school. It was so nice because it was literally right across the street. It was a really nice Montessori school. And now it's like a lot of Arabs have moved over here, and I'm like, where did all these Arabs come from? And they bought out that school. They made it to an all-girls school where they wear the covers, and the shopping center. The shopping center by my house, the Arabs bought out the whole shopping center. I go to the barber over there. The barber's good, but then they have like an Arab place. But it's like so many Arabs have shown up in this area. I'm like, this is crazy, because where I live in North Dallas, around like the Richardson area, which was most predominantly white, and then it's like so many Arabs have showed up here now. It's like,
is it kind of like Orange County with Iranian people, but Arabs over there, the same thing?
Yeah. And so I mean, they're nice. And the thing is, they're nice, and they're not committing crimes, and and it sucks because our neighborhood, we have our mailboxes by the community pool, like HOA and all that, and so. Lately, they built some apartments around, and they're nice apartments, but it's brought more people over here, and so they broke the mailboxes open the last couple, like 2 different times, and so now they've had to, HOA had to get together. Our HOA is super strict here, and our HOA is through the roof. It's crazy, but they had to install these these doors on each side where you have, and they're making these fobs for us now and stuff. But yeah, we got ripped off a bunch of mail. Like we got a bunch of our mail stolen because I only go check the mailbox probably every several days. But yeah, it's unfortunate because it's a nice area where I'm at, and they started ripping it off.
Not the Arabs, right?
No, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not the Arabs.
That would be I mean, I don't think
No. There's a lot of there's been some Hispanic people walking back and forth. And,
let's not get racist now.
No, I'm just saying,
are they eating the cats and dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song.
I'm not sure, but there's been people walking back and forth. The Hispanic and Black people where. They're kind of like out of the area where they don't live here, so I'm not sure what they're doing over here. So they're probably looking to break into all the apartments, mailboxes, and our neighborhood. Like since we have the HOA mailboxes like over there, so I can't stand thieves, man. I hate thieves.
The good news on the homeless front is when I was in California this past weekend, and I went to Gold's Gym Venice. And there was no homeless people sleeping outside of it.
What?
So
No, are you kidding? Come
on, dude. There's always even before.
There's people there to put that have a permanent address there.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they got rid of them.
In the parking lot, in the back too, are all the vans gone?
That's good.
Yeah, are all the vans gone?
What in the parking lot?
They're gone. I'm telling you, they cleaned it up. John, the parking lot that's like across the street. First of all, the parking lot in front of the gym now is outdoor equipment, so you can't park there. Right. The parking lot that's diagonally across the street has got like this big gate around it. You can't. If they close that gate, you can't get in there. It's like a 20 feet high. This thing.
Wow.
So yeah, and if you don't belong to if you're not in Gold's, they'll tow you out of there. So
I guess they did that.
Disney World now.
From living in there.
That gym has such a different feel now, though. Like Dave, you were just there, right? It just
this past weekend.
It's what kind of feeling was it? I mean,
not
I was
like
there. No, not at all. I was there in 2019, and it was the homeless was everywhere. And then when I used to shoot on the Venice Beach, there we would do like sunrise, like Alex Arniti, and all the homeless people their sleeping bags would be all over the beach, and it smelled like pee everywhere. We'd have to like walk around them, and it's just. But how was it when you went out there now? Like the whole feel and everything.
It didn't smell like pee.
Okay.
The equipment, I will say this, though. The equipment could be better kept. I was kind of embarrassed. It was rusted, most of the equipment. Wow. I don't know, maybe because they're keeping the doors open. I don't know. But the equipment was rusted. It looked like it needs to be replaced. I mean, it worked. But I wouldn't. It wasn't like it was like probably the original Gold's Gym.
Well, Dave, what happened was they had all that stuff outside, and then they moved it back in. So
outside, it COVID.
They actually got rid of a lot of the good equipment, and they brought in all this new crap, and it's not the same anymore.
It's been Disney World for fucking 20 years. It's not the same.
I didn't see any new equipment there. There was new cardio. I think they redid the cardio. They brought it like 5 years ago. They brought new equipment. They got all the Icarian and hammer strip. It's nasty, this stuff. What I would do, I would close. You know how they have 3 rooms there? I would close one room for a month and redo that room. Then I would open that up and I would close another room and redo that one, and then I do the third room because they got to repaint that place. It's disgusting. It looks like it hasn't been painted since Ed owned it. So
it feels empty though too. There's like nothing in there.
Yeah, because they moved a lot of equipment is outside now, John.
And they got rid of a lot of it.
The front parking lot is a ton of equipment. I didn't even go out there. But
it's under a tent.
Soon as they started banging down walls and adding different rooms, that place is a joke.
No. When Ed had that place with 3 rooms, it was beautiful. It was, and each room had its own personality because they had different equipment companies put in their own equipment there.
When Greg and I were there, it was one room. It was one room, and when you first walked in, that was it. With the garage door in the back and the magic mirror on the
main room. Yeah.
And what you don't realize is it's not.
You know what was so cool about that? You could go certain times a year. You go train in there, and there's 2 Mr. Universes, 2 Mr. Olympias, guys work training for the America, the Junior, the USA, the Junior USA. Everybody in one room. It was unbelievable.
And movie stars. And
and them
stars.
Yeah. I used to see The Rock there all the time. I mean, the early 2000s is when I started going out there, and it was like a magical place. I mean, you would go there and see, you know, all the actors. The Rock would be there. I mean, you know, John Cena. I mean, everybody. It was like a magical place. And it's just sad just how, you know, there's not that one mecca, you know, anymore. That
dude, I was there in '81, and there was fucking
Bruce Buffer there.
Armand, I think it's kind of like Vegas now. It seems like that's where. Like the hardcore gyms are coming out of
the circus.
Right? Sports celebrities. There was always people there, even in.
It's not just Golds in that area. The whole area is decimated now. Like the 3rd Street Promenade.
Really?
You go there and it's empty. It's like a ghost town.
Yeah,
sad.
I actually ate at the Cheesecake Factory on the 3rd Street Promenade with my friend John.
How was it?
It was good. Food.
No, the promenade. How'd the promenade look?
Well, I didn't walk up and down it, but I mean, it was at nighttime. It wasn't empty. I mean, it was not like it usually is, but it wasn't empty. You know.
What did you go out there for?
I went out there because my friend John was competing in the Masters USA Championships, which was in Anaheim, actually.
Wow.
And so we went to, when we landed in LAX, I said we got to go to Venice because we got there on Thursday, and the check-in wasn't until Friday. So we spent the whole day in Venice. Leo Meyerhopper, got us in over there, and then I went to his house. I did a podcast with him, hung out with him a little bit, and then we drove to Anaheim and hung out there the rest of the week. But it was, you know, like I said, it wasn't. Put it this way: I went to take him to the firehouse because John had never gone, and we get there at 5 and it's closed. What? They closed at 5 o'clock. Like
their hours are weird. I went there in like 2019. No, I went during like 2020, around COVID time, and the hours were weird. It was like, I'm like, why are y'all closed? It was like closed at weird times.
So stupid. It was. I mean, who closed it? I mean, I just don't think the area there supports it anymore. I guess maybe they're afraid of.
It started with COVID though. Even here, man, nothing's open. To, you know, shit, it closes. I used to go to.
I think they're open till 8, like on Saturday. That's about it. But I
used to go to Chinatown and fucking go get Chinese food at 3 a.m. and shit. You know, and it's all.
Well, you remember Van Gogh's Ear there was open 24 hours. I used to go there and eat, you know, at night. But it was
Fresh to Go was open pretty late.
It's a lot different there. It's really a lot different than it was. Yeah. And like I said, it still has a personality. I really believe if someone went in there and redid the Golds and really injected some new energy in there, I think people would go there and because it's still a destination place. You still got Muscle Beach and Venice Beach. It's still a nice place to hang out. I mean, foreigners go there. I just think that they have to reinvest in that gym. And if they want people to come, if it looks like a cesspool and it's like kind of falling apart, then no one wants to really go there. But the same characters are still there. You know, I saw Tito Raymond there. He still trains people there. It's a lot of the same people are still there. It's just it's a different, you know, it's different now.
Who owns it now? Who's the owner now? Who owns it?
This German guy had bought it, and then remember him. I don't know if you heard him and his family had died in a plane crash. Yeah. So I think the brother owns it now.
Yeah, they opened a gym here in Dallas too. They bought out a lot of the Golds, and then they opened a gym here in Dallas too. It's like kind of like a boutique gym, with German equipment and all the German equipment. Yeah. It's weird because all the German equipment is too small. I mean, I remember we got in this decline. This like, oh, this decline looks like cool. We get in it, and I'm pressing it, and then the spring pops. It's a brand new. And this oil sprays out in my friend's eyes, and this is like new German, this is like new German equipment, and I'm like this in the machine. I'm like, what the f is this? And
you sure this wasn't a BMW?
You would think if the guy who owns the Gold's Gym franchise opened a gym in Dallas, it would be a Gold's Gym, right?
I'm trying to remember the name. I can't even remember the name of the gym.
Why would you own the Gold's Gym franchise and open anything else other than a Gold's Gym at that point? You know, own the name.
Yeah, it was John Reed. John Reed is the name of the gym. I think there's one out in California too, but it's like the dark gym. A lot of influencers go there because they have that light that makes you look a lot better than you really do, like the dark light. And the machines, it's like, why would you buy all these machines that you can barely fit into? So it was really crowded at first, but I'm not really sure. A lot of the new equipment is
made in Asia. And think about it, these Asian people are designing it. And it's like
but isn't that
Germans usually make the best stuff, though. Yeah, that's the weird.
They used to. I remember German-made leg presses hack squats back in the day. They were real good.
Torture Gym in Vegas is all. What is it? Is that Japanese equipment or Torture Gym in Vegas?
Yeah, that's the. Yeah, I forget that yellow equipment. What is it called? New Tech.
Yeah, I know people love that equipment. The people that's been there.
I liked it. It was good. It was smooth. I don't like. I like free weights though. So
you went to Torture? You've been to Torture?
I've been to Torture for the Olympia. Very nice guy. And matter of fact, I'm going to post some pictures I haven't posted of him, the owners and I. Yeah, they're Asian guys, so that own it. Beautiful gym, beautiful. It's not that big, but it has everything you need in it. Everyone was there too when I went there.
Do you like that or the Dragon's Lair better?
I didn't go to Flex Lewis's gym, and he absolutely invited me, to go over there. I just, I didn't have time, and I heard it was so packed in there that you couldn't move, and I really only worked out one day. And I went, and the reason I went to Torture was because I was with Don Matasio, and we were down the block from there, and that's the gym he works at. So he just took me over there. And the guys who owned it just had, they knew who I was, and they were like, "Oh, go train." And they were. Yeah. So I worked out one day that I didn't have any time really to go to the gym, but I definitely want to. Next time I'm in Vegas, I'm definitely going to check out. I want to check out Iris's gym because Iris invited me to the Powerhouse. And I'm going to check out Flex's gym. But you got to go when it's not Olympia time because it's just too nuts otherwise. I don't want to.
I trained in a few gyms when I was an Olympian, but we went late at night, and it wasn't too bad.
Oh, yeah.
Larry, is any of the equipment there better than the stuff that you have, the old stuff that you revived?
No.
I don't think so.
I have the original, like Icarian hammer strength.
You think Larry's the other equipment is better than his gym?
Dude, that stuff is way better.
Yeah, there's no comparison. This new stuff is like it's not on the same level. It's not made out of 18 gauge steel. It's not welded. It's like screwed together.
All these new gyms popping up everywhere. The stuff is so cheap. They make it's just
they sell it for a good penny though. It's not like
that equipment is high end stuff. I mean, but you know what the thing is? Any new equipment feels good because it's smooth. It's the pads are not broken down. I always find that any new equipment I go on, I get a good workout on. It's as it gets worn, that's when you see the good stuff from the bad stuff because the good stuff stays good and the bad stuff kind of falls apart as it gets used.
Dude,
you could drop.
I do like the Panada.
It wouldn't change.
My friend just bought a seated calf and paid $2,000 for a fucking seated calf machine.
Really?
You know what I mean? A regular seated calf, but it's so.
You want your eyeballs to spin? That shit. I was looking for an old school Nautilus ab machine for the gym I go to here. The cheapest one I found was $10,000.
Wait,
that's classic, John. That's why.
Yeah,
$10,000 for a freaking ab machine.
John,
I didn't even like that. I got to give you guys a tip. I got to plug MegaMass in Houston. MegaMass, this guy he custom builds equipment. He just built me a flex leverage, converging incline press. And it's identical to the original flex leverage converging incline press, but it's even better because it's fully adjustable from a low decline all the way up to a shoulder press, and you can do it bilaterally or unilaterally.
Wow! And
he built this thing, like custom made it, and I paid $4,500 including shipping.
Wow!
And you can't get that machine. I've been looking for that specific machine, the original, for like 2 years. And I couldn't get it anywhere.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard to custom make that stuff, though. That stuff is
but he's making it like
with the chain driven.
No, this is flex leverage. It's not. It's plate loaded.
Oh, okay, but John's looking for the old school. I had that in my gym.
I have a whole line of Nautilus.
Those old Nautilus are all like collector's items now. That's why they're expensive.
You know what's funny?
$10,000 for that machine.
John, do you remember?
Probably someone's got one in their basement, John, that would get rid of it for $100 if you just found the right person.
John, do you remember in the 70s when when you'd buy a car, right? You could buy I used to have a 65 Mustang and I had a 64 Mustang. They first came out in half a year at 64. Dude, I got it for $500. It was mint and shit. Now that Mustang would be worth a ton. What I'm saying is, back in the 90s, they were dumping old school Nautilus. They were getting rid of that shit. You know, people. I had guys tell me, "Here, just take the whole. I just want it out of my gym." You know what I mean? Yeah. Now today, you know that shit's worth a huge amount of scuttle, man. Yep. That's worth a lot of scuttle. All that stuff.
I love the Panada equipment. I do love the Panada equipment. We've got the gyms here; they're full of Panada equipment. And
is it expensive? This guy's saying he's John saying
it's crazy. It's so expensive.
Armand, isn't that what they use at Oxygen?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but here the gyms here they have three of the third one they're building in Fort Worth, but they're the Panadas. They have Panada, mostly Panada, and then Arsenal. And you have to have a contract, I believe, with them. But I love the Panada stuff. It's amazing, and the Arsenal stuff too. Certain pieces of the Arsenal, but the Panada is extremely expensive. Yeah,
Panada should.
You know, Sean Clarita was going to open a Panada gym.
You know what I like to remember? Nebula.
You know why he didn't open a Panada gym?
Was going to order
Flex.
That's what That's what
I was going to tell you if these guys let me talk.
Hani has his gym here, and he has all Panada. In his own personal gym.
Well, if you do a Panada gym, I think they get the right to tell you to do things, right?
Yeah, he didn't open it because the rule in Panada is you can't even sell the equipment. You have they force you to keep it. You have to sign a contract saying you can't sell it. If I buy a piece of equipment, I want to sell it. I don't like it, but you can't sell there. You have to hold on to it. But people are still selling it anyways.
But is the reason they're telling you that because they're giving you the equipment for free or at a discounted price?
It's super expensive, and then you buy it, and then you can't even
sell that.
Larry, so why would you open a Panada gym? What would be the reason? Like Sean Clarita would open a Panada gym? I have to imagine. I think they would give him the equipment for free.
He didn't for that reason.
No,
my friend
didn't because I think because they wanted to impose too many rules on him, if I remember correctly.
The rule is that you can't sell the equipment. You have to keep it.
Yeah,
you sign a contract saying you can't resell it.
I think but I know some pros like Ronnie Coleman that Panada has it's called the Panada Gym. And I think they give you the equipment. They're not going to do it for the average person. They'll do it for like a top level bodybuilder because it's almost like a showroom for them. But I think they reserve the right to make a lot of different rules. And I think a lot of gym owners don't want that restriction on themselves. Is what's happening.
Hey, Dave, by the way,
a piece of equipment that's $20,000 and I can't sell it if I don't like it.
Well, yeah, but if you don't have a Panada gym and you just want 3 pieces, and they tell you can't sell it if you decide to, then that's crazy.
That's what they're doing. That's
exactly. But I think Larry, they have a lifetime warranty on all their stuff though, because the Absolute Recomps here, they're trying to take over in Dallas area.
Yeah, but lifetime warranty doesn't mean anything. When the company goes out of business, the warranty is no good.
Panada's
not going out of business. They've been around
right now. But look at all the big equipment companies that you thought would last forever. Icarian, all these things are out of business.
Wait, speaking of big equipment companies that last forever,
they want exclusivity. That's why.
Hey,
that's what the problem.
You know who's back in business? I heard TK Starr's making stuff again.
I saw him at the New York Pro. Tom Kinney. He makes custom. He makes custom pieces for like custom gyms. He never stopped. He told me.
Yeah, my friend was just with him. And he told me, Greg, he's making he's still, because Tommy was he was like he would make every piece like precise. Yeah. I mean, that fucking.
Who came up with some designs? You know who came up with some designs for Tom Kenny's pieces?
Ron Norman.
No, my crazy other friend who reminds me of Ron Norman, Dr. Mike. Remember Dr. Mike
Kaufman? Yeah, Dr. Mike.
You remember Dr. Mike, Greg? You knew him.
Yeah, I remember Mike Kaufman. Yep.
Yeah, he designed a lot of those pieces.
Really?
Too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude,
he was a genius.
Yeah, but that guy's like a surgeon. He likes to put, he really made really good equipment. I mean,
he's gifted. He's a gifted guy, yeah, without a doubt. So what's going on? Let me ask Ameen, what's going on now? I saw that Andrew Tate posted something for you.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about this because really this case should be getting dismissed. But when it gets down to it, you got to have the expert to say what the lawyer says and what everybody's saying. It's the federal government. Yeah, it's the federal government.
I can't find his post online.
It's so there.
You still have a trial date, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so the trial date was moved to March 7th, but the case was supposed to already have been dismissed. The lab results, I can't even really speak on it right now because it still doesn't make any sense. And I think they even know that too. By the way, they watch the show. They're watching the show right now.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone watches this show. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, but they should like it. Click like.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Click like. Don't just watch it every week.
Chase criminals.
But you know, I need to raise the money to pay for this expert who will basically say that, you know, that the case should be dismissed. And then when that happens, which is what I'm trying to do right now, when that happens, there'll be a hearing before the trial date, and then that's when you bring forth the evidence that shows that this case should be dismissed.
The interesting thing is that they've been saying how they don't want to postpone the case at all since the summer, and meanwhile we're here in almost December, and the case still hasn't taken place yet.
They're bleeding me dry. They know it too. They knew it because I had a public defender, so they knew it. It's just it's a miracle. I'm not destitute. It's a miracle I'm not.
Well, you have some angels that have been helping you out a little bit, right?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And
where can people donate if they want to help you?
Well, I sent you the link. Do you have it? It's on your.
What is it on again?
Give, Send, Go, and you could forward. You could look up Ameen, Alai, and
I'll do it right now. Hold on. Here it is. I got it.
That's a lie. Get it? That's a lie.
This whole case is a lie.
Wait, do you think the new administration is going to be able to be a little different? I mean, or what do you think with that? Do you think I
think if I say what I want to say, I think they'll be just angry and they'll just make things worse for me. So
right, don't say
put it this way. The last time I spoke, I really thought the case would have been dismissed by now. But, you know, as it turns out, they have a certain way of doing things. You can't knock it. You know, it's the government. So
there it is.
Oh, great. So Andrew Tate made a post about me. Joseph McBride is his lawyer over here. Joseph McBride and Roger Stone are very good friends. Roger's doing everything he can to help me. So I reached out for Roger to have Tate help me before Tate donated 10 grand. It's on the website. It's on the Give, Send, Go. If you guys want to see the donation, you can scroll down and you can see Tate Brothers 10 grand. And right now, what they did is they posted this for me in hopes that people would see this show and other shows and realize that you know, Andrew Tate is somewhat supporting me and hoping that other people will step forward and help also.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he's pretty good about injustice stuff like that. You know.
Greg, you have any statues you can sell on your front lawn for?
Maybe I could try to make one. It's Ameen like this, holding a syringe, fucking sitting on a horse like a fighter.
We'll auction it off on eBay and we'll give them all the proceeds.
Guru with big fucking syringe, like riding on a horse. Like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you know.
I have a feeling that I have a feeling that once Trump's in office, this is going to go away. But you know, that's just
a lot of things are going to change.
I hope so.
I think these guys are not going to be going on. Greg, you can donate your gallbladder to, someone suggested.
Hey, actually, funny you said that, Greg. If you go to that post, there's somebody who commented about your gallbladder on that post. So over 370,000 people saw something about your. I'm not kidding you. I'm dead serious. One of the fans from the show saw the post and they said something about Greg's gallbladder, about that. I thought it was hilarious. So you got thrown into this.
Now you're going to get all the trolls trolling that thing.
You've made it mainstream, Greg.
Greg has the most famous gallbladder in history.
That's because of Lee.
We should fucking name it. We should name his gallbladder.
I'm going to name it Lee after Lee Priest.
Oh, by the way, I talked to our good friend Michelle over there in Alabama. Are you guys all in for next year?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we're going. Yeah,
you're in, Greg.
Whoa! Back up. What did you say, Greg?
Wait! You're talking about Michelle's contest, right? You're not talking about.
Yes, you get on an airplane.
Yeah, Michelle's contest.
Last year, I got on the airplane. I know.
Wow, I'm very impressed, Greg. You didn't even fight us at all on this.
I know.
No. I love Michelle.
What if it was a boat? What if you have to take a boat there?
Then we're in trouble. Dude, not just, you take a boat across the United States. I'm on land. There you are on the fucking Garden State Parkway. John, I'll be doing a little bam, bro. No boats. Bro, I've been.
John, the question is, will Jimmy the Bull make it back again?
That's a one-time deal.
Happy birthday, Jimmy. No, but listen, let me tell you.
Jimmy's birthday's tomorrow, yeah.
You're crazy with that cruise bullshit. I've been looking at cruise. People sending me cruise videos, and I even said
to me a cruise ship that was on tip on its side. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I saw that one that it hit the rocks. I had like 30-something people died.
Yeah,
Lee's right. You better start ordering your food right now so they have it ready for you next year.
Lee, you started this. I'm gonna name my cold brother Lee.
Put in your hot dog order 2 months in advance because
Lee's only going just because Greg's gonna be there so he can break his balls. That's all.
Yep.
Holy shit! Did he break my balls? I like when he broke your balls better.
Yeah. He was doing a good job. That's it. Lee, are you coming? Lee, are you committed to come?
Lee,
or what?
He's going. He'll be there. I know he'll be there.
Yeah, if you go, he'll definitely be there. There's no doubt about that.
Lee's my boy. I love Lee.
When's the show?
What's that?
What's it?
I think it's in June. It's in June of next year, 25.
Yeah.
So we'll get an exact date on that once she has the date. I talked to her recently. She'll have a date for us, and we got to figure out what we're gonna do there. We got to have. I think, John, we need to plan something like special for that weekend, like some kind of event we do. I don't know what we want to do exactly, whether it be like a bros versus pros or something.
I always like bros versus pros because it encompasses everybody. Anybody can just show up and
How about
go
bros
down.
versus
That's what
hoes?
I like about it.
How about bros versus hoes? Oh, what's that?
What's this? Put this
Am
up.
I pontificating here?
This is when Lee's drunk. We can't hear.
That's the restaurant. That's me. That's the restaurant.
This was the best.
Lee's wearing my jacket.
Drumming on the pizza box.
I'm gonna focus on. I'm just one. I have no fucking clue. White man can't jump. I gave my whole people like, God damn, look at that bow-legged man. That bow-legged man. You're that rude. You told those women to go say hello to Rosa Parks.
Oh my God. Oh God.
You guys remember we were talking about Kratom the other week? You know, it's so popular in the industry. So
thanks for the $20 tip, by the way. I'll send it to Ameen. By the way, before you get into that, Armand, I want to say that I think we have to figure out a way to get all you Armand out there too, Ameen and Larry too this year, just so that we have the full. Maybe we should do a Whack Pack show from Alabama in person.
Yeah,
that might be a good.
On location in Alabama.
Yeah. Up on stage.
Bring the 6 guys that look the most out of place in Alabama would be
7 with Jimmy.
7 with Jimmy. Yeah, the most out of place is 8 with Lee.
This is what we should do, John. We're gonna we'll have a panel set up on the stage with have our own microphones, and we'll get all the local businesses, every different food establishment to sponsor the event, and they can all give food. And what we'll do is we'll do like a food tasting thing. You know, we all have to taste all the foods and give our opinions of it and everything like that. And this way, everyone gets the food establishments will get notoriety from it. It'll be content for the site. Greg, of course, won't eat anything that has.
No. It'll be really. That would be the litmus test
with you, Greg.
Wait, now you sound like Mr. G. You're taking over her contest. Mr. G said, we'll put a wrestling ring here. I'm going to boxing ring there. Then we'll have
what happened, Dave? What happened to that show in Oklahoma that we did the play-by-play for? They used to bring you in to do the play-by-play.
Eileen's show, yes. Actually, Eileen was at the Alabama show judging, if you remember.
Okay, yeah.
The redheaded woman.
Yes.
Yeah. But I have even a better idea. Mr. G's been dying to fight. Why don't we get them to set up like an octagon over there for the day before, and let him have a fight there. We'll find him an opponent, and we can live stream the fight. And we can all do play-by-play of Mr. G's MMA fight. How about that?
Get him one of those kids' bouncy houses to fight in. That's cheaper.
We did that with the midgets.
Get one of those and just fight in that thing.
We did that with the midgets in Ohio. But
yeah, we've got to be an MMA gym in Alabama.
Little people.
The problem is, there's only 6 people on Earth that are qualified to fight Mr. G.
That's right. That's right.
You have to find them.
You know, Mike. Hold on. Mike Tyson might be available.
No, it has to be an amateur that has had no fights.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
There's got to be. I think the guy who Lee was talking to in the street there, he might be available to fight.
I think they got to be a vegan too, or some shit like that.
Well, they got to be. How old do they have to be? Right. So
that
within proximity of Mr. G's.
There's so many conditions. It's unbelievable.
Well, it doesn't have to be an official fight. Why can't we just make it like a demonstration? You know.
Now,
what we should do is bring Georgie down with his sparring partner and let him put on an exhibition.
No, because then it'll be too fake, and we'll be making fun of him, and then he won't talk to us.
Are you expecting Michelle to lay out all this money, bring everybody else in, then have a fucking ring? Who's going to pay for all the ring and all that stuff?
No, but Greg, we can go to. There's got to be a local gym there somewhere that we can then, like an MMA gym, we can do it in. We don't need like an official.
Yeah, us idiots walking on the street like we did. We look like a class trip. You remember?
We need to work harder at getting him a real opponent. I think it's possible. Look, with the viewers that we have, if we think about it, as someone who's a viewer who's around 60 years old, who's never fought before, that can fight George, there's got to be someone out there that knows someone out there.
We went through this.
We tried. Maybe we didn't try hard enough. We try hard. Let's try again.
We didn't try hard enough. He's right.
We didn't try hard enough. We need to ask our viewers, if they go to one of these boxing gyms, do you see somebody that's never fought before, that's around 60 years old, that is around George's, height and weight? Think, we could put on a show for this guy. The guy might be interested. It's not that hard.
It's all
what you should do is integrate bros versus pros with Georgie's boxing match. So we should, just like bros versus pros, Georgie will be the pro, and then he'll take on all comers. So you show up, you get to fight Georgie.
Maybe we should do like slap fighting. That might be more fun. We can do that.
We all go to a strip club. Fuck the boxing match. Why don't we all just go to a strip club and shit like that?
I don't think they don't have any training strip clubs there, Greg. I don't think they have any training.
If we give them a year's notice, we can start training in slap fighting.
Then you're out of luck. Well, how about if Ameen strips? We'll put a wig on Ameen.
No one's paying for see this, bud. We're not getting any money from this.
Listen, listen to this. Trust me. If the people, the morons who watch this show every week, and there's a lot of them, believe me, if they watch this show, they'll absolutely watch Mr. G fighting some fucking guy in Alabama there that we find on the street. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
that would be way more entertaining than what we do here. That's for sure.
It'll never work because we're
all. How old is Georgie?
Time, right, John? John, and Lee would sit down in the fucking wait for you because you'd be right, John. We'd be, We'd be sitting there in the lobby. Where's Dave? He's still up in his room. What time is he coming down? He said fucking 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got to pay the bill for all the meals you charged to my room. That's why. $500 worth of meals.
Lee got me to do that.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking it. We're taking it out of your tips. That's all.
Yep.
Hey,
I haven't gotten any.
Dave, I bet. Ask Gator. I bet he knows somebody. He knows everybody.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
I mean, Dave just said you're going to get a $30 tip or whatever it just gave me. Good luck with that, buddy. See, he's laughing.
Look, Dave's helped me. So the viewers out there who don't see it, Dave's helped me a lot. I don't want anyone to think that he hasn't helped. Dave's a lot of it's been behind closed doors, but he's helped a lot. And
did you get a new microphone? Did you get a new microphone, Ameen?
No, loud. You know what? I'm on vacation with my mom. And I'm using an iPhone. I don't have any microphone.
Dave helped me with my lack of
microphone down too, and it's still loud. I know.
Oh,
right
shit.
there,
yeah.
Dave helped me with my lack of gallbladder. Right there, because
thanks for saying that.
Good. This shit, I mix it with the Isolize to spread it because Dave just. But let me tell you something. This thing's got probiotics in it, right, Dave? This thing is excellent.
I'll tell you one thing. Greg goes through a ton of that stuff, so you must really like it.
You know what it is? Oh, I love the bro. I take it twice a day. The problem is with this. Is there, it's it's only 14 servings. So
that's why I sent you a lot of ice flies. Yeah, I sent you a lot.
What he doesn't realize is that Lucia is selling half of it behind his back.
She better not be. I'll kick her ass. No, she.
I do have.
What do you need all this for? I'm going to sell it.
Greg.
I just got this the other day, and I'm already fucking halfway.
I know. Well, I sent you ice slies, a ton of it, because I figured that's easier for you because it's higher in protein.
Well, no, I mix.
Dave, have you put that in the Ninja Creamy, the creamer?
I did. I made ice cream. I have a video on my Instagram.
With that one, with the Protolize.
No, I use the boat motor.
That's
the boat motor thing.
I know you do it with the protein powder, but did you do it with this one?
No, I did it. I do it with the Protolize because it's much better with the Protolize.
Yeah, but I make this shit like a shake though. I like it really
nice.
Thick like
mud. Are you supposed to mix it first, Dave, or are you supposed to freeze it first?
No, I did a new one where I show you that you put all the ingredients into the bowl or whatever, the little cup, and then you freeze it, and then you whip it up after it's been frozen. So you'll see if you watch I showed you how to do it, but unfortunately, we might watch the whole thing. But
Dave, you don't need to do that, bro. If you put this, I put this in a long thing, right? And with the boat motor, I'll throw some ice cubes in there, and I'm like, it comes out just like ice cream.
No, but what the Ninja Cream, Greg, what the Ninja Creamy does is when you get all the ingredients and you freeze it, and then you put it in that Ninja Creamy, it whips it and it turns it into Carvel ice cream. It turns it literally into soft serve, and the Protolize has such a good consistency that it works well. So I use unflavored almond milk. I actually throw one egg in there, and I use a little monk fruit. So that's the monk fruit. Splenda makes monk fruit, powdered monk fruit. You pour it in there, and I put a little vanilla extract. This one I'm making here is actually I use the chocolate Protolize, and I take some raw cacao and I crack it into little pieces. So I put little chips in there, and it's like a chocolate chip ice cream. It's unbelievable. It really, really comes out really good.
Dave, if someone's prepping for a show, they just don't put the monk fruit in there and it still tastes great.
Yeah, the monk fruit really has no net carbs. I would probably, you could still do it, but you probably don't need to. But it just adds a little level of sweetness to it.
I don't use any sweetener, Dave. You mix that with the isolate. To me, it's just sweet enough.
Yeah, you can just use. I would use just the Protolize, unflavored almond milk, or just water if you want.
I use the same almond milk you got. And I like to get
freeze it in the freezer and then whip it in the next day in the Ninja Creamy, and it'll be ice cream. I'm telling you, you could eat it while you're watching TV. You'll think you're cheating, and you know what? It's absolutely fine to do on the diet.
Yeah, it's really,
I want to get one. I already have so much shit in my kitchen, though. It's just like, but I love ice cream.
I love that thing. I love it. I really like ice cream, and I can't eat ice cream because I'm lactose intolerant. I make my own. I'm like in heaven. I'm telling you.
It's like once you do this, you're not going to go back to using protein powder the regular way.
It's just it's an option. When you're dieting, it's so nice to have something that actually tastes good.
But this not only tastes phenomenal. I'm not blowing smoke up Dave's ass. This thing not only tastes phenomenal, but it's got probiotics and shit in it. And
probiotics really work too. They do.
Yeah, and plus I need that because I don't know if you know, but I got my gallbladder removed, so I have.
I did not know that. No, I did not know that, Greg. Thanks for telling us. Appreciate that.
But I need that shit, because otherwise, I'm fucking shooting lava out of my ass. It's a tsunami. It's a tsunami of lava, Mount St. Helen.
What I notice every so often, and I don't know if you guys notice, is every so often you might get start going to the bathroom, you notice it's very loose, and you have loose stool, and that's when you need a probiotic. You take a probiotic for a few days and it goes away. So sometimes you wipe out too many probiotics in your gut, and that's no good either. So,
you take this. Between this and the Fiberlize, I'm shitting an anaconda. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you where I got the idea from. The idea really came from Dorian Yates, believe it or not, because Dorian had a product. He had a protein powder that he had put probiotics in years ago when he first came out with his line. Now, I don't think that they were shelf stable at the time because I don't think they had shelf stable probiotics back then. But nowadays, we have very, very good quality shelf stable probiotics, and that's the key. John, are we keeping you awake by any chance over there?
I'm just kicking back listening. That's
John's
thought you were
thinking
falling
about
asleep.
that video.
So
I
the
said,
probiotics, they don't need to be refrigerated anymore.
Some.
Certain ones. So the ones we use, don't need to be refrigerated. Does
There's a
anyone
lot
have
of the shelf ones that can be fine. They're fine on the shelf.
this stuff is sweet enough, though. You know, I
Is
don't
anyone
even know
playing something in the background? I hear someone's computer going.
It's not me.
It sounds like
Someone's
me.
talking.
It is. It's your video. You might have. It might be on another window on your.
Yeah,
computer.
your video's still playing.
Except there's nothing open.
Shut yourself up, Dave.
I can't even figure out how to shut myself up.
Dave's like, who the fuck is it? And that's Dave's computer.
It's not my computer. I'm telling you, I shut all the windows. It's crazy.
I thought I heard someone talking.
Oh, it's the video. Is it the video you just played?
Yeah, but I got rid of it.
You can hear him talking in the background.
Yeah, I think it's gone. No, it's not.
I still hear it.
Weird.
You have it somewhere on your computer, probably playing.
I don't. That's the weird thing. I don't have it on my computer.
But anyway, man, thanks again for sending me that shit again.
No, you're very welcome. All right, so
what
I would suggest is, Greg, why don't you, instead of we have a fight or anything like that, why don't you do like a tranny fashion show? We'll put you in charge of finding all the he/she girls.
Imagine out there in Alabama. We saw fucking people on the street. They got one tooth in their mouth. You guys from New York? You know what I mean?
Is it Montgomery is predominantly black people in Montgomery, Alabama?
There goes our monetization. Yeah, sorry.
No, they were actually very nice out there, to be honest with you.
I know, but is there mostly black and white? Is it mostly black, or was it?
No,
white?
I'd say it's probably even, but it's probably 50-50. I would say this: aside from some of the funny people we found on the street late at night, everyone was very, very nice to us.
Yeah,
there.
they were.
We had some insane meals there too. The food was freaking awesome there.
Even the bums on the street were pretty nice, to be honest.
Even Greg's, remember the hot dog place you went to, even though Greg didn't eat the bun, the hot dogs were really good though.
That's
well,
where
he's diabetic.
started all the gold.
We went to the oldest hot dog stand in America there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who had eaten there? What president? Truman? I think Truman went there.
I think
there's a certain. What's the way they do it? Is it just like mustard and relish, no ketchup, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like this hot dog place hasn't changed for 100 years. There,
and they haven't cleaned it since the day it opened either.
Lincoln ate there.
That was the dirtiest place I ever allowed.
Is it in water? Do they boil them?
I don't know. They grill
they boil them.
No, they
boil them. I think they were grilled.
They grilled them. You saw
they grilled them? I didn't know.
Yeah, I grill better.
Wait, let me tell you, Jimmy the Bull.
Greg, was that place not disgusting?
That was hot dog eaten like 30 years.
John,
there was caked grease in the corners. It was so freaking dirty.
John, did you go to the bunkhouse, the bathroom?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Jimmy Bull and I went in there. I was like, dude, is that like a dead mouse, like a petrified mouse in the corner?
It was
like gyros. We have gyros everywhere here since the Arabs everywhere around. We have, so there's a gyro place.
They call
it's halal too, isn't it? Armand, it's all halal.
Gyros. Yeah.
Gyros, gyros, whatever those
ways.
Dude, John, remember the guy coming out with the owner with the ice in it and shit?
Remember Mr. G attacked the owner of that place? She was in the car or something like that. The guy was like 100 years old. Remember?
Yeah. It was a husband and a wife. A husband and wife. They're like, we own this place back when Abraham Lincoln was president. That place was like, forget about it.
Chicago people say euro, and some say gyro. The rest of us
gyro, gyro.
So it is gyro. I didn't even know that.
It's pronounced hero.
Hero.
Is it?
Yes.
Why is that? John?
Because that's the way they pronounce it.
Because the G is an H, like in Spanish.
Yeah. Oh.
My girlfriend would be like, "You watching the Yankees?" I'm like, "The Yankees."
So hold on. Because we in New York, we call those things heroes, right?
No, they're two different things. Sandwich
is a
sub. A
yeah.
keto is lamb meat and pita bread.
Oh, okay.
They slice off the fucking thing.
The thing, the spinning wheel thing.
It's usually lamb meat, and they have cucumbers with the yogurt.
No, Dave's talking about
sauce.
Dave. what kind of guinea are you from New York? It's a wedge. Remember, we always call them wedges. And whenever you go anywhere, like, I want a meatball wedge, right? A meatball wedge, right?
On Long Island, we call them heroes. We would go and get a hero to bring to the beach or the pool with us. You know,
hero sandwich,
hero, hoagie, sub.
We call them
wedge,
grinder. They call them grinders, yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
grinder.
Same thing.
A grinder, the way they say it too. Yeah, you want a grinder or a sub? A sub is when I'm banging my.
Lee, what do they call them in Australia?
It's so questionable.
When I give my girlfriend ham in a
Grinder,
can
right? A
under the
grinder.
covers, that's a sub. That's a sub. You get a submarine.
When you do what? Give your girlfriend a hand job under the covers? What?
No, I'm not talking about your girl. I'm talking about mine.
I think he slipped up, Armand. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm
what?
saying, no, I'm
You said
saying
when you get a girl with a hand job under the
no,
covers?
ham in a can. Ham, you know.
Oh.
I give her spam. My ham in her can.
There's no shame in his game, Armand. It wouldn't make a
Under the
difference.
covers. Under the covers. You know. That's
I didn't know that. So a
sub.
grinder is toasted, this guy says.
Oh,
what?
okay. Yeah, I think he's right.
I've been-
That's how Quiznos does it.
Yeah.
Jimmy's going to
grinder.
pull over. He says.
Quiznos is so bad for you. I see
It's
girls
horrible,
trying to-
dude. All that's horrible.
Horrible for you. Oh yeah.
A grinder. is
But
toasted.
they know how, like, back in the day was the real deal, where it wasn't like it was a one sub shop where they had all the homemade ingredients and everything, and like meatballs that are homemade. That's
Yeah,
how-
now that's just pre-sliced.
Now
Anyway.
you-
So you buy
Quincy-
that's just
Quincy
sliced
Taylor
wild.
was Quincy Taylor was living here for a while, training at Arlington Golds. I think.
Tall
when he
Quincy
was
Taylor?
out. Yeah, big bodybuilder. Quincy
Yeah, yeah.
Taylor. And he was going to Quiznos all the time, and I'd see him up there. And I'm like, dude, you know these sandwiches are like horrible for you. He's like, are they really? I'm like, yeah. Well, ask them how they make them. They soak them all in butter and this. They're horrible for you. I was eating
Dude, what
there all the
about-
time. 'Cause
genetic freaks.
Cuban sandwiches. They put the fucking giant iron on that thing, and they make the sandwich which starts out like this big. It's all flat.
Shrinks it down.
I love
Yeah.
Cuban
Oh, a
sandwiches.
wedge is from Westchester, according to
Smash
this
burger.
there,
Wedge.
yeah.
Wedge makes no sense.
See, that's why you call it a wedge,
even
Greg.
shaped
You're
No,
in
wait.
Westchester.
Wasn't it? Wait, Dave Palumbo. Aren't you the one that sent me, or was it John? One of you guys
Yes.
sent me the thing from the wedge. Came from when the Guineas used to say, you know, we're gonna make a sandwich wedge, a sandwich, right?
Sandwich.
And that's how it started.
Is that what that-
The Italians in the Bronx and
Big
stuff,
wedge,
they would
yeah.
call it a wedge because, you know,
Instead of
wedge.
wedge. they
And in
call it
Jersey,
wedge.
they call it a sandwich.
Just like
Sang-
the
with a
the
G?
Italians we used to say.
Yeah, S-A-N-G,
They used
sandwich.
to call the bathroom the back house because to go, you know, back in the
Back
day, they had
house.
to shit around the back of the house. So they call it, I gotta go to the back house. You gotta say the back house like that, but it didn't
I
mean
didn't
the
know
back of
that.
the house.
Okay.
You gotta shit in the
Interesting.
back of the house. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
need a gun.
Very good. But, you know,
Greg,
so
does your
what?
house still have a back house?
Dude, if I've actually if my mother-in-law's here and she's in the bathroom, I'm like, fuck that. You know, we got another one downstairs, but then I'll go outside, shit around the back of the house.
He's
Fertilizer.
fertilizing the crops, the tomatoes that he's growing.
Tomatoes are going to grow really good next year.
Yeah,
No,
dude, that's the best fertilizer.
tomatoes. We don't understand how he grows those tomatoes so good. Meanwhile, he's shitting in the tomato patch
Right.
every day. That's how he's doing it.
fertilizing it.
Yeah, man. My mother-in-law shit the guy next door's fucking flower pot.
But it's true. The Italians, they all put the horse manure down in the vegetable garden. That's why they grow so well. You know.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
father.
but Greg,
and
when
they
she
don't
takes a
waste
shit, do you leave
single-
the house?
Oh yeah, dude. Let me tell you something.
And they don't waste a single patch of dirt. You walk
She's
around
not.
in Queens in the Italian, well, when it used to be Italian, and you walk by a house. It's got a little tiny yard. It's got like 4 feet of grass on the front and like 3 feet on the side. And they got tomato plants, eggplants growing, basil in the windowsill.
Cucumbers over the window.
Zucchini. Then
My
they got
God,
the
he's
zucchini
good at
flowers. They fry them in the batter. Yeah.
There's nothing better than a homegrown cucumber and tomato. If you haven't done it, you'll never eat another one in the supermarket. It's like
Yeah.
night and day.
Night and day. The tomatoes is spent night and day. The tomato
John,
in the store and the
tomatoes that you
Yeah,
could
like that.
smell.
different things completely.
Softballs. My
You
father.
could smell a tomato in the grocery store. You can't smell the tomatoes,
smell.
but you know what I'm talking about. A real
The
good tomato.
cucumbers don't taste the same. It's a different beast when you
Yes.
grow
Completely
it.
different. Completely
You're right.
Totally different.
My father used to grow cucumbers.
They're
He used to do
crisp
hot
and they're
peppers.
like
Little salt on there.
See, I'm a bleach
Making me
guinea.
hungry.
I don't eat garlic. I don't eat onions, and I don't like raw tomatoes. My father would eat a raw tomato like an apple.
I'm the same way. I don't like garlic, onions at all.
I won't eat garlic.
Not raw anyway. I like it cooked.
Yeah, if I had even a piece of an onion or like this raw and it was in the food, if I burp fucking 2 weeks later, it's still coming up.
Yep, me too.
It just the gut.
But you cook. What about cooked? Can you eat it cooked?
I
don't like it at all.
I don't want to eat it. I don't really like the flavor, but I can. It won't affect me. Like I love peppers. Who doesn't love sausage and peppers?
Yeah.
But then later on, I'm like this. Why did I eat that shit? You know?
It's the oil. It's the Earl. It's the Earl they put in there. That's what really.
I don't think so.
The onions get salmonella.
I think it's the peppers and the onions that do it.
I eat peppers. I eat peppers raw. It never bothers my stomach.
Really? Oxalates or there oxalates in
it? They kill me. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
If it's high in oxalates, it could feel like that stabbing.
Well, onions are bad for your stomach. Onions are a big no if you have stomach issues.
Yeah, I don't eat onions.
No, I won't eat.
Well, they just had that thing at McDonald's where they had the salmonella outbreak, and they blamed it on the onions.
The sliced onions.
I always hold the onions on any burgers I get. Never get onions.
I don't eat raw onions ever.
No.
Remember that when Patrick Bet David interviewed you.
An onion and I'll smell like an onion for 3 days. It's unbelievable.
You ever been
on your fingers? Fucking wash your
fingers.
It goes right through me. Doesn't bother me at all.
You ever been on a date with a girl and they eat raw onions with something? You're like, what are you doing? You know, like it's so gross.
Yes, it's a no on a date.
I had a friend
who do that on dates.
Got Ray Menser to eat it. Ray Menser had it. My
raw?
friend.
That's what we'll do. We'll do a raw onion. We'll do a raw onion challenge. Who can eat the most?
Mike probably said it makes you grow. Mike probably said it's anabolic. Mike telling Ray eat the onions. They're anabolic.
That was something Mike would do. Yeah, he would say that.
No,
I got Ray eating the onions.
It makes you grow.
My friend did that. Bill Peppers and cucumber. Yeah, well,
we're out of time, guys. It's nice an onion to know you, but we're done for the weekend. I want to just wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope we didn't really ask where we were going, but I hope you guys spend it with someone you love. I'm actually going over to Boca Raton to my friend Mike Popkins' house, who you guys probably have heard me talk about before. I went to kindergarten with him. Haven't seen his mom, Phyllis. Phyllis used to make me bagel and tuna sandwiches when I was a kid, so I'm going to get to spend it with her over there, and so that's going to be fun. Hope you guys have a fun Thanksgiving.
I hope you get your turkey stuffed. I hope
all the Asian restaurants are closed on Thanksgiving. That's the one holiday because they consider themselves Americans too. That they take off. They're open Christmas, but they're closed on Thanksgiving. So hopefully you guys find a place to go. I used to have problems finding places open on Thanksgiving. If I was a restaurant owner, I would open up on Thanksgiving and I would close the
diners, guys. A lot of diners are open on Thanksgiving and they have Thanksgiving turkey and stuff like that.
Oh, they do. That's
support your local diners if they're open.
Movie theaters. They have the movie theaters with the food there. That's a big thing.
Really?
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart too.
Yeah,
it's smart because you know what.
And one more thing, guys. Be aware that a lot of suicides happen over the holidays. So if you know anybody that's depressed or something, you know, be there for them and cheer them up because they could use it.
Yeah.
Text a hoe.
Yeah.
Text a hoe.
If you guys are depressed over the holidays, call Greg Valentino. Feel free.
I'll tell you about my life. You'll no longer be depressed.
Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys next week.
See y'all later. Peace out.
Happy Thanksgiving.